everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. I'm your host, John. This is the weekly news show where you guessed it. We talk about all the news in the world of physical media, and we just chat with each other in the chat, as we like to do every single week. Hopefully, there are no technical issues this week. I'm pretty sure I made sure everything was set correctly, so you guys should be able to comment freely. And, do as you do. We'll talk some news today. I want to talk to you guys about a bunch of different things today. Some rumors, some confirmed stuff. The world of entertainment in general. I wanted to get it all out there, all on the table. There's also two versions of this I see playing, a horizontal and vertical version. I guess one for like people checking this out on their cell phone, and then for everybody else just checking this out on the computer. So whichever version, there are two links for both of them on YouTube. So if it seems a little off, that's probably because you're in the horizontal version. If not, you're in the vertical version. So kind of go. What's up, Mark's Movie Menu? How you doing tonight, buddy? Glad you could pop in here. Because I think it looks like it's either the same both ways, but yeah, so there's like one horizontal version, one vertical version, something new that StreamYard's over here trying to do, I guess, to get more for your buck, because it's pretty expensive to do this each and every month, believe it or not. Used to be pretty cheap. But thank you guys all for being here. We'll get right into the news. Let's start it off. Let's see where we want to start off. The first one, and right on the cover, is Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Now, this finally got a movie poster last week, and it also got a trailer. We know it's coming to theaters on December 5th. I think it'll be probably playing for a little while. I would hope it would be playing for a little while. So I'm hoping to get 70 millimeter tickets in New York City, which is, a good drive for me. But I've never gone to see any movies in the 70 millimeter IMAX theater. And if you guys hear my dogs, that's because there is a man here fixing the water heater, because that's adult things that I have to deal with. And I had no warm water this morning, so he has to come here and fix that. So that's why they're going absolutely nuts. So if you hear that, I do apologize. He's probably leaving pretty soon, so you guys won't be able to hear that. But I'll keep rambling on anyway. So The Whole Bloody Affair. This is the edited together version of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. And this is also going to feature a brand new animated sequence in there. There was already an anime sequence in there, but this is going to have a new 7-minute one. It'll also have a 15-minute intermission, which still might be included in the physical release from Lionsgate Limited. And that's what we're here to talk about. Will this theatrical release film, which has already been released, in Los Angeles, I think in the New Beverly, they play it there all the time. You can go see this, but we've never had it here and anywhere else in the United States. So this is the version that Quentin Tarantino originally wanted to make. We got new 4K Blu-ray releases last year for Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. And if you guys saw my reviews, those were not very good releases. So maybe this will even be a better version of Kill Bill. And since this is the way that Quentin Tarantino always wanted us to see it, why not? I think we'll be able to enjoy that in theaters. I can't wait for it. Hopefully we get the Whole Bloody Affair cut. I really think we're going to get it. I mean, we should get it because, like, Lionsgate's the one doing this release, Lionsgate Limited. I mean, the money writes itself. It's pretty simple. You just release this on 4K Blu-ray, put the Steelbook out, like, with this artwork on it, maybe do something a little bit special. It's a different cut than Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, plus it's edited together with that new 7-minute animated sequence. It makes all the sense in the world to have that, be the thing that we have come out. So I'm pretty excited about that. Looks like Eli is here. What's up, John in chat? What's up, buddy? Thanks for popping in here. Glad you can make it here on this Wednesday night. So you guys excited about The Whole Bloody Affair, or are you just okay with Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2? Because I've always wanted, this is like a dream of mine, and that's why I'm looking every day on AMC to try and see if the tickets go on sale. They're not up yet, but I want to make sure I can actually see this thing on the big screen. I've always wanted to. So it's like a dream come true almost. I've seen it before, but it's amazing. I've never seen The Whole Bloody Affair. I've always, like I said, it's so weird to me that it's never gotten a physical media release. Isn't that like the perfect thing for a physical media release? Is something like this, an alternate cut? How many next on Monday's show, David and I are going to be talking about, like, the Terminator 2 special edition, the special editions on DVD, Blu-ray. That's where you can play around with these alternate cuts and different versions of it. Lethal Weapon has a different cut. It's absolutely horrible. I never can recommend that, but it does exist. It gives you options. You just have to pretend that it doesn't exist unless you like it. I think it's absolutely horrible. I don't know what they were thinking with that director's cut. But hey, it's not for me to decide. What's up? How you doing, Jeff? Glad you can pop in here. That's our channel director. John Doe Juggalo, of course, has a great YouTube channel as well. Also, last week, we didn't get to really talk about it because it kind of got announced right after, but Night Stalker is going to be coming to 4K. Let's see. Not only that, the Crazy 8's fight sequences in color. Is that true? I didn't know that. The Crazy 8, because I know that the reason why it's in black and white was because of the amount of blood and violence, and they had to get around it. They put it in black and white, which I always thought was fine. But it's kind of like the Taxi Driver sequence, at the very end where everything kind of seems like brown and orange because you don't want the, the red color blood. That's how they were able to get the R rating without making any cuts, is to like just light it that way. So I guess the same thing with the Crazy 8 scene. So yeah, I've never seen that in color, so that's awesome as well. Again, just different versions of it. Think about how Nightmare Alley just got the brand new black and white version on 4K Blu-ray. You can't beat that. Giving us options of color and 4K Blu-ray, that's all we ever asked for. So I'm very excited about that. I hope we get it on physical media. I'm pretty sure we'll get it on physical media. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's right there. It's low-hanging fruit for Lionsgate Limited. Like, you're the one putting out this in theaters. Why wouldn't you put that out? So it only makes sense. So again, yeah, so Night Stalker, this is going to be coming from supposedly Shout Factory, and with the new deals that they've been making, so we'll be getting this on 4K Blu-ray sometime, I guess, in early 2026. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is one of Jake Gyllenhaal's better performances that he's ever given. I remember when this first came out, people wanted him to get nominated for an Academy Award, and I thought, you know what? If there was any film out there, it would be this movie. He gives he's a creepy guy. He's trying to get ahead, and this basically following the law of what he does is if it bleeds, it leads. He's just basically trying to, anyone that gets hurt, he's going to take advantage of those situations. You also see the alternate shots in the creative fight sequences. See, that's awesome too. Thank you so much for that info, Jacob. I never actually, I didn't really know too much about the differences other than it being edited together. So this is awesome news. I cannot wait to see it. I did recently see a new trailer for Nightcrawler with Shout Studios logo. Yep, that's how it kind of got tipped off that this will be coming from them, which is cool because I don't know if it's ever got a 4K Blu-ray release, but I know it got a Blu-ray release. So if any movie actually needed a 4K Blu-ray release, Nightcrawler is one of those. Let's see. Ooh, what's up, Pat? What's up, John? I have a nice Blu-ray slipcover of Nightcrawler. So yeah, I imagine it might get just a regular standard 4K release, maybe a Steelbook edition. Nightcrawler, I can't remember if that was, I know, did that go right to streaming or did that go to theaters? I can honestly not remember. It had to be released in theaters, but I just remember the awards buzz for Jake Gyllenhaal at the time. I always really enjoyed the movie. I think I've seen it like 3 times. Who was in that? Renee Russo? Like, I think that was one of the rare times I've seen her recently. I was like, oh, cool, Renee Russo popping up again. But, it just shows us like what attracts us in this kind of society, like as human beings. Like, why do we get so attracted to like violence and crime over actually like good stories? Like, this is showing you like what leads on the news. Like, it's got to be negative. Negativity is always what gets ahead, and it's never the positivity. It's like, it's one sad thing about humanity, and that's why the term if it bleeds, it leads comes up, because honestly, it's just what attracts human beings. And it's all of us. It's a big reason why all of us feel the way that we do. Let's see. I believe it was an open. Yep, that's the open road film release, which did come to the theaters. Universal was the studio that put it out on Blu-ray. So open road is the deal that Shout made, and that's why we've been getting a lot of open road movies on 4K Blu-ray recently. So that's always so pretty cool. What's up? What's that say? ABSH 38412. Glad you can get in the chat. Appreciate you being here, and thank you to everybody for being here. And again, if it looks weird to you, like there's 2 different versions of this running. There's a horizontal version and a vertical version. Just something new that StreamYard's doing. So if it looks a little off, then probably check out the other link. So both links are available. I assume it would only give you the link that's like best for you, but there is 2 different versions that will have me in widescreen and one in like, horizontal view, like, more like an iPhone where my face is like tight to the center, where the other one has me kind of more wide and you can see the movies and everything. So whatever floats your boat, they're just giving us options, which is always good. Options are good. That's all we're ever looking for. But what else did I want to talk? We got a bunch of stuff this week, actually. So let's find out. Here's something that I'm a little concerned about. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. But one battle after another. Let's actually see what Jacob said. Also, in the whole Bloody Affair cut, the woman gets her arm chopped off, too, and it's the editing of the truck scene. However, if someone doesn't get a media release, I do know where to get it. Oh, that's awesome. I think it's gonna get the whole media release, and since it's getting the release in theaters, I thought they might actually keep it like as like a theatrical experience. But again, with Lionsgate doing the release, I just can't imagine it being not released on physical media. It wouldn't make sense. I know that's a lot of films on Fandango. What's it called? I'm sorry about that, guys. I kind of lost it. Hold now under the shout films like Hellraiser and Existence and Extenses. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong. That's the David Cronenberg film, right? That had a 4K Blu-ray release not too long ago either. One battle after another. Why is this getting such a weird 4K Blu-ray release? So in 2 days, you'll be able to watch one battle after another at home digitally. But as far as the 4K release goes, you'll be getting the standard edition in January, just one 4K disc, no special features, and then sometime in the spring, no release date yet. I think the standard edition is January 20th. No official release date yet for the Steelbook, but that Steelbook release, which will come out sometime in the early spring, will have a second Blu-ray disc packed in, and that's where all the special features will be. And I am not too sure what Warner Brothers is thinking with this one. We've always gotten the Steelbook release and the standard release at the same exact time. Yes, that's exactly. We're going to slim down version. So I'm not entirely sure. And are we going to be getting the IMAX sequences? Is that going to be exclusive to the Steelbook as well? I'm just not too sure about like releasing these things separate like that. So you have a digital release, a standard 4K Blu-ray release, and then you also have a Steelbook 4K Blu-ray release. Now, you're really splitting the atom here. I'm assuming what they're trying to do is to get like people to either triple dip or double dip. Like people are gonna be like, oh, one battle after another, one of the best films of the year. I'll buy it digitally. The 4K release, they'll get the physical media people who just want to own the movie in January, and then they'll get everybody else who has to have the Steelbook or wants to have those bonus features sometime in the spring. And I absolutely do not like this. I don't understand what the reasoning is other than just money, because that's the only reason. I just don't get that, why you would have like this is something that's been happening even more recently, where the Steelbook edition will have the extra Blu-ray, whereas the standard edition just will have the 4K Blu-ray. But if you're going to be separating extras now we're talking a whole new ball game that I'm not a big fan of. But we'll have to wait and see. I guess I'm not surprised that the standard edition of One Battle After Another has no exits. A lot of PTA's movies on physical media is lighted actually, unless it's a boutique label. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Like, to be fair about Paul Thomas Anderson, he's not somebody who seems to be a big physical media guy. We're just getting a lot of his movies on 4K Blu-ray recently, and we still have no official announcement on what will probably be one of his most beautiful looking films on 4K Blu-ray. There Will Be Blood, but we're getting Boogie Nights in December. We've already gotten Punch Drunk Love and Phantom Thread. So it's not like something that I'm expecting a ton of bonus features for. So I'm just like conflicted. I just don't like the rollout of having 3 of them come out on separate dates. That doesn't make sense. And, I don't know what those bonus features will be. If it just turns out being very light on the bonus features as it is, then I don't even think there's much of a reason to pick it up anyway. I just think that would just be like, then just get the standard edition. Like, you're just paying extra for nothing. If it's just like what Warner Brothers does with a lot of their physical media releases, like they did with the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, like they did with earlier in the year with Constantine, is where they give us like 2 7-minute featurettes and say, hey, brand new extras, and that's really it. Then I don't really need that. That would be honestly a ripoff, in my opinion. I've been waiting for collecting movies ever since I recently got the unrated cut of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Oh, how is that 4K? I've been collecting movies ever. So you've only been collecting movies for a little while. That's awesome, though. Welcome to the collecting family. Absolutely, the best thing you could do with your money is collect movies. Of course, it does get a little bit of a negative, which we'll talk about. WB is trying to get double dip and triple dip buyers for a single movie. It's absolutely ridiculous. They know that this movie, they want to try and make as much money back as they possibly can. I don't know if this movie ended up making enough money to clear its budget in the box office, but I know it wasn't as financially successful as they hoped it would be. It was actually pretty financially successful overseas, but I know theatrically, domestically, they were hoping for a little bit more of a return on this. They thought that Leo's Name would do enough. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's still either 1 or 2. I go back and forth with this and Sinners, so I have absolutely no problem with it. But it didn't make as much money, so now they're trying to get. And this is literally leading into what the main topic of the show is, which we'll get into actually in a second. It's a good time to probably get into this. Plus, I think some award season votes. Absolutely, that's also what they're trying to go for. But this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about as far as entertainment goes in general. So, right here. So, besides physical media, movie theaters in general, AMC reported that they lost almost $300 million last quarter, but they raised prices last quarter on AMC A-List, and also in theaters, popcorn and soda cost more money now. And it's the same thing with streaming services. How often are we seeing streaming services go up in price? And how often are we seeing boutique labels start to raise their prices? And even like regular studios, like lately Lionsgate Limited, like as far as like splitting the atom is what I wanted to talk to you guys. I feel like there's too entertainment in general, just not just physical media, movies, video games. It's all starting to cost a lot of money, and it's really starting to separate our time. And it's and I don't think the businesses are understanding exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't think they're kind of getting the message from us that we can't spend, we don't have enough money to buy everything. We don't have enough money to go to the movies and see every single movie. Now the AMC, it's what's surprising is I don't know how many people are aware of the A-list pass, because that's one thing that AMC does really well is the AMC A-list pass, where you can see 4 movies a week. I take advantage of that. It basically pays for itself once you see 2 movies, just because a movie ticket right now, especially like in an IMAX at a Dolby theater, is probably about $25. So it makes sense for you to get that as long as you go to the movies twice a month, in my opinion. And of course, it'll save you a little bit on concessions. You build up points. It's a good deal for the cinephiles out there. But the problem is not everybody's a cinephile. But it appears that movie companies want to take advantage of the cinephiles like us, the physical media collectors, everybody out there who buys this stuff because we support it. And I don't know about you guys, but I also want to support. I had this conversation with David, aka Shamrock Balls, where I feel an obligation sometimes to go to the theater to support these movies just because I'm afraid they're going to go away, even though I don't think they're putting out always the best quality of films. And it's the same thing with physical media. You see my reviews. It feels like sometimes they take the lazy route when it comes to like audio tracks. They don't like give us an updated audio track. They just recycle the same audio track, or they recycle the same extras. One thing I noticed when I got the Breakfast Club 4K Blu-ray is how many special features, how many supplements were on that disc. That's because the old Blu-ray disc was an old Criterion release, and they just went all out for everything. Whereas, unfortunately, like with the new 4K release, they didn't give us anything new. And then you look at movies that are just coming to the Criterion Collection for the first time, they might only have like 4 or 5 different supplements. So they're like shrinking down the amount you get. And it just feels like a lot of them are even like new Dolby Atmos tracks. Sometimes they don't have the punch. Disney is especially very guilty of ripping off their consumers, in my opinion. Like Edward Scissorhands, like that was an extremely lazy release by them. And I was pretty disappointed, given the visuals look good. The audio was a little bit disappointing, but like to give us no new extras, like not one, and then just give us only a steelbook option in the United States, like you're going to price out the people who support you the most. And that's always what kind of bothers me a little bit, is because those are the people who are paying you, the people that are left over, the people who are the cinephiles. So let's just get an opinion from it. I don't think these companies think movie lovers and video games are the same audience, and they're spreading their audience with their Wawa. Like I was always a video game guy and movie guy. Those were like 1-2 for me. I can't really afford video games anymore, so I don't really have the time to play video games anyway with YouTube. So but like there are people out there, and even my cousin Matt did the channel with me. Like he was a big fan of video games as well, and you can only really get one or the other. That's the problem. You can only really get, because video games getting close to $80 is way too much money. And then if you're a collector of physical media, 4K Blu-ray is like a good one. Like it's around $40 now. Like it used to be, you could get a Blu-ray for like $15 to $20 and buy a bunch of them. And it's just gotten way too expensive, in my opinion. Unfortunately, one battle after another didn't even break the box office. It needed about 50 million to break even, and its current gross is at 197 million. So yeah, that's exactly what the problem is. And like I'm talking about, like with AMC and stuff, like they continue to lose money, but it's only because they're not getting the message. You have to put out a good product first and foremost, and you have to also buy a lot of goodwill back with people. Like COVID really did a number on people. You train people to know that movies will eventually end up on streaming services. They don't have to leave their houses. The problem is that you're punishing the people who do make an effort to leave their houses and go to the theater. And especially if they have kids. I don't know how people do it with kids. Like I'm just married. So me and my wife, we have the pass. We'll split a popcorn and soda if we go together. If I just go alone, which is a lot of the time, I usually don't even get popcorn and soda. I just go in there, got my AMC pass. I just watch the movie. And like, you have to make sacrifices because I don't have the deed to my house to go fucking buy popcorn and soda. I just don't have it. So it's like, I just want to see the movie. And then it's like, well, I probably could have had a better time at home because I have to make these sacrifices. And that's kind of what sucks too. And then I think a lot of people are just realizing that, especially if you have kids around this time of Christmas. Yeah, I guess we're hoping that like movies like Wicked and everything like that What did I say? Wicked. Like all those movies do pretty good this in the box office. But look at how October, we just had one of the worst Octobers in history because people can't afford to go to theaters, and they not like if groceries are too much money, they're going to make sacrifices when it comes to going to the theater. If you have 3 kids, they're going to want popcorn and soda and candy, and you can't sacrifice that. So you're looking at like a $200 to $250 night for one movie, and that movie better be good. And if it's not, you pretty much like ripped your consumers off. It used to be a very affordable thing, which is why it's already coming out on digital this Friday, which has also resulted in the January 4K Blu-ray release. Yeah, exactly. I'm 100% with you, buddy. They just want to they're trying to get some of their money back. They're trying to recoup it, but that's just bad business because you're just taking it away from the people who support you. And WB especially really pisses me off when you're paying one guy, your CEO, David Zaslav, $27 million, and you're nickel and diming your consumers who are already struggling. That's just absolutely ridiculous to me, in my opinion, at least. I remember back then when I first graduated from high school and I went to the cinema to see Alien Covenant with my father in 2017. Man, that movie is so good. It was the time the time I've had. Yeah, I mean, wow, graduated high school in 2017. That's awesome. I graduated high school in 2010, so a few years for me. I remember in 2010 going to see. I felt like I grew up with the Toy Story movies. In June of 2010, I graduated high school. June of 2010 is when Toy Story 3 came out. So when Andy was going to college, I was graduating high school myself. Same exact time. The first one came out in 95, the second in 99. So I felt like I grew up with Toy Story. So Toy Story 5 coming out, I didn't want Toy Story 4 to come out. So but again, it all comes back to money. And that's the biggest issue is like we need name value to print money, and like Pixar's original films don't make money anymore. I think because people need IP to go out and buy theaters and to buy tickets to theaters. They need that. They need to know that what they're seeing is going to be good, and name carries value. If it's just a random movie, and actors don't really sell tickets anymore. It's a real shame, but like Glenn Powell should be able to sell The Running Man, and Edgar Wright should be able to sell The Running Man. I don't know what it's projected to make this weekend, but I don't imagine, just based on even also movies based on Stephen King novels, haven't been doing too well at the box office this year, which is a shame because I actually thought they've all been good. The Running Man looks like it's a lot of fun as well. I don't know if it'll be able to capture the magic of Arnold in the 1980s. Definitely looks like they sucked the color out of it in comparison, but I'm excited. It's hard for me to justify going to the theater when I know I'll be picking up the physical release. Yeah, that's kind of my hard part too. Is like a lot of the time I'm just going to get the physical release. And I used to go to the theater a little bit more. Like I tried to make an effort to go every single week just because like I was going to review it here on the channel. But I've also noticed that my new releases do not do very well here on the channel anyway. So I'm like, is it a waste of time for me just to even review new movies and just wait for the physical release anyway and save myself some money and some effort? So I go back and forth on that. Like, will I go see The Running Man this weekend? I don't know. I have a ticket for Friday, but it also really depends how I'm feeling when I get out of work on Friday. Do I want to go to the movies or do I want to come home and I'm still trying to catch up on Stranger Things. I got a bunch like Outland just came today on 4K. Still waiting on my Mask 4K. So it's always like tough. Like, what do you want to do? Like, I want to make the most of my AMC pass, but I also like sometimes want to head home after a long day of work, Hey guys. Oh, Faith's here. What's up, Faith? I thought that was David, actually. I'm actually excited to see Toy Story 5 with my kids. The franchise has truly grown with me. See, that's different, Jeff. You got kids. Like, that's a great reason for you to, like, show them this film. Like, and maybe it becomes their Toy Story movies. I don't have kids, so, like, it's a little bit more sad when I'm sitting in the theater and, like, I'm watching Toy Story and it's just me alone or Fate's with me. And it's like, these were my movies when I was kids. But, like, when I saw Coco by myself and I started crying at certain scenes, it's like, I'm a grown ass man in this theater with a bunch of kids, and Remember Me comes on, and I can't control myself. Like, it's pretty fucking embarrassing. But continuing on, Mozart's Ghosts. Hey, John, I read today that the Criterion used a new auditing to encode Eyes Wide Shut. Will probably be their best 4K yet. I cannot wait for Eyes Wide Shut. Got that pre-ordered. Criterion 50% off sale going on right now. I still want to do a review for Brazil because I think Brazil is some of the best visuals that Criterion has put out this year. And they've been really like 50-50 actually on like the quality of their visuals. Some look great. Some look a little shaky. Some aren't the biggest upgrades. So they're a little bit all over the place, but I am very excited for Eyes Wide Shut. Cannot wait for that. Hey, John, I saw Predator Badlands on Monday. It was okay. I was going to go see that. honestly, I've seen Prey, and I saw the other Daniel Trachtenberg version of the animated film that came out earlier this year, and I like Prey a lot. I really do. I also really like the movie that came out earlier this year, but I never loved these movies. And this one, from what I understand, doesn't even have any humans in it, right? I think this is, and it sounds like it was a little bit Disney-fied. I don't know if that's up my alley. That's one I'll probably get the 4K Blu-ray for. I'm sure it'll get a physical release just like Prey did, and I'll add it to the collection then. But I definitely didn't feel the need to go out to the theater to see that movie. I wasn't really that excited about it. I'm a little bit excited about The Running Man. But like, I'm getting like, should I just wait for the physical release? I'm on the fence on these things, guys. I always love the movie theater experience, but my problem is AMC doesn't give a damn. I agree with you, man, about making the theater experience worth it. I'm sure you understand completely. Like, that's my most local theater. I have a small theater by me, and then there's the AMC. It's 30 minutes of previews, and like the movie, like for just to give you an example, like I have work at 8 in the morning on Saturday. I get out of work at 6 on Friday. The movie starts at 7, which means it starts at 7:30 because it never starts on time because they have to, again, they're just trying to suck in as much money as they possibly can. So they have ads. Last time I was at the theater, there was an ad for Dodge fucking Ram. Really? Dodge Ram? Like, I get Coke. Like, I get doing that for Coke because you sell Coke in the lobby and like maybe you want to get people hyped to go get popcorn and soda. But who is at the theater going, you know what I need? That's it. I need a fucking Dodge Ram. I knew it. That's the sign. Who's sitting in the theater thinking that? Nobody is. But they're just trying to suck the life out of us and like sitting there for 30 minutes. And then, not for nothing, but I mean, I live on Long Island, so it's not New York City, but the movie going audience is out here. Movie theater etiquette's like just gone out the window. So I try and even go when there's less people there. Turning into a little bit of a grumpy old man, I guess, as well. And again, I don't have kids, so it's just me going to the theater. So I just go see the movies that I want to see. But it just gets a little bit disappointing is what I'm trying to say. Sorry again about the dogs. I could hear the guy talking to my wife. Looking forward to The Running Man. So yeah, I mean, like I might go see it because I'm excited, but I don't know. Cowabell, good. Yeah, it looks like my beard. I got an email from Arrow today that my Mask 4K has been delayed. So I'll tell you guys, I'm going to spin you a tale about the Mask on 4K Blu-ray, boys and girls. Sit back and listen. Some people have gotten the Mask on 4K Blu-ray weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, depending where you ordered it from. Some people who get review copies got them way before that, but some people have had their hands on this. Now, I had a pre-order in for the Mask on Arrow Video's website as well, and I reached out last week, and it was like $50, like right on their website and everything. I'm like, I pre-ordered this the second it went up. I'm like, how come it hasn't shipped yet when everybody else has already like gotten there? It's not everybody, but if you pre-order, what's the reason for pre-ordering right from Arrow Video is my question. If I get it right from you, I would think it would ship out at the exact same time you ship it out to your third-party retailers and your review copies. Like, that's the things that make sense. But that's not exactly what happened. And so I wrote them that email and they said they would respond in 3 to 5 days. They never responded. So then I canceled my order, put it in on Amazon because it's cheaper on Amazon. I think it's only $30. And I wrote to them. I said, why would I buy this from you if it's not going to be on time on November 11th when I pre-ordered it the first day I could? I was willing to pay more money for it. And you guys couldn't even respond to that email. That email they responded to, and they gave me a $15 credit to match the price of Amazon. And I wrote back, I was like, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that, I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of me ordering this from you. Should I just not buy directly from Arrow Video anymore? I just wanted that answer because I'm like, I won't. Like, I have my TMNT pre-order from you guys too. I won't pre-order if it's not going to be here on time. Like, my Amazon order got delayed, but it's fucking Amazon. They delay everything, but I saved $20, Speaking of Stephen King, I'm excited about the series. I welcome. Hopefully they get a good, should get a physical release. I canceled HBO Max. I just keep hearing how miserable people are having with that annoying moviegoers at the theaters. Yeah, it's terrible, man. People, and again, it's like we were talking about. We just haven't been able to build up cinephiles. And a lot of people, these kids, they go to the movie theaters and they got their phones attached to I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man because I know there's some cool younger people who are good moviegoers, but a lot of people I see just going in there and chatting. They don't really care about the movie. Maybe one person in the group cares about the movie, but the rest of them, they're having like full blown conversations. I never wanted to be the jerk off in the theater, goes out to a bunch of kids and was like, come on, guys, we're in a theater. I don't want to be that guy. I saw that guy when I was a kid. No one likes that guy, but it's like, have some common decency for your fellow man or fellow man or woman or whatever. Like, don't be ridiculous. Don't be a piece of shit. Just respect each other. Respect for your elders. Got my Eyes Wide Shut pre-ordered from the 50% off sale. Sadly, my other titles for sleeping super damaged. I'm sorry, buddy. I've been very fortunate. I haven't had a damaged release in a few months, but unfortunately, when we play this game with physical media, we're going to get some damaged discs. Prey is great. The new one is definitely Disney-fied. Good guy Predator, delightful android, and a cute monster sidekick. Yeah, that's about what I expected once they got a hold of those franchise. Again, they're like, with John Doe Juggalo, Jeff having kids there, and, David A.K. Shamrock Balls. I'm sure a bunch of you guys have kids too. It's a movie for another generation. We kind of got, it's a PG-13 movie too. They're trying to attract as many people as they can. Like Predator was a hard R back in the 80s, and it's hard to ever top the first Predator. Nothing will ever top the first Predator. We just kind of got to hope we get something that's a little bit close. What was the other title? Oh, what was the other title? That's a good question. Maybe he says it a little bit lower as I go down the track. Insomniac! Our local theater mixes ads and all goes anywhere between 25 and 45 minutes to get a movie started. Yeah, it's just insane. That's the most bonkers thing. Is how long it takes for the movie to start. But I think my next setup will be projector based. If people don't respect the theaters, that I got to make my own. And you know what? I know people who have made projectors and they've loved it. I've thought about it as well. I don't know. I'm something about the OLEDs and those deep blacks. I don't know if I can go back. That's always my preferred experience. I love the theater. That's the thing that really kind of hurts. It's like, that's like my church. That's like my favorite place to go to is the movie theater. It's just, it doesn't feel the same. I had a phenomenal movie watching experience yesterday morning. I watched my Hard Boiled 4K Blu-ray. You guys will get the review on Saturday. Just a little bit of a shameful plug there. But I watched my Hard Boiled 4K Blu-ray yesterday. I took the dogs for a walk. I got back from the walk at about 6:30 in the morning. I made myself a cup of coffee, sat on the couch, watched Hard Boiled in the early morning. This bird started to chirp, cloudy out. It was just a great experience, and I was able to experience that at home. And that's the power of physical media and like having all this stuff at home. Just me and the dogs. It was so quiet. I can't really beat that. Like, the theater is great, but you're not going to be able to watch Hard Boiled like that, are you? I go to some every. My son doesn't like movies. Bloody Gen Z, LOL. Well, I mean, I think you probably be a little bit closer to the age of my father, and my father didn't like movies, so it kind of can work both ways. My father had a son who loves movies while he's not a huge fan. And then, it can always work like that. I'm always afraid that if I had a kid, they would hate movies, and I don't know what I would do. It was Flow. I saw their pictures of Flow too. Standalone Blu-rays and 4Ks instead of combo packs. So that didn't last very long. Didn't they announce not too long ago that they were going to only be doing the combo packs, the Blu-ray and 4K, to help save some money? I mean, Paramount's going through a weird transition phase, so I am going to get like movies like Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can, but I feel like they've they put out the worst physical media releases of 2025. Like some of them are just like not even worth it. They got some balls calling it a 4K Blu-ray, but they're going through a transition phase with Skydance and the merger, and I'm very curious to see how their physical media releases come after doing all that. But again, it's a wait and see kind of deal. I haven't got my copy of The Mask yet. Finally got my copy of Tron. Yeah, you were waiting forever for Tron. And this is something I should probably just tell you guys. I used to get really stressed out about getting these reviews out for you guys, but it's too much to like wait on like if things are going to get delivered, if they're going to get delayed. So I get the reviews out like as fast as I can, but I also want to make sure that they're quality, good reviews. So maybe I don't get them out as fast as like, the first day, but like, hey, the killer ship for me on 4K Blu-ray, I'll be able to get that out a little bit earlier. But I also think I'd rather give you guys a more quality review and not have to rush or anything. So even if I'm going to get The Mask a little bit late, I'm still going to give you guys a review for The Mask because it's literally one of my all-time favorite films. So I've been waiting for it for a very long time. But hey, HMV UK never let you down. It's funny. David, who does the other show with me, I'm sure you guys know David, aka Shamrock Ball, since I talk about him all the time. He orders from HMV UK. He got his mask, and he messaged me yesterday about that. It'd all be plastic cases. LOL. Yeah, they should be plastic. But I'm gonna be that guy. I was like, I don't want to be that guy, but I am that guy. Yeah, I unfortunately sometimes it happens. I'm the guy, and I make no apologies for it. Have other people say, and listen, you guys are better than me. Unfortunately, I get a little anxious about going like up to kids, and I don't want to. I just don't want to be him. I don't. I always appreciate, like, I've gone to the theater with Matt a couple times, and he's like giving up on theaters because the last 2 times we've gone, we've just had literally like a bunch of rowdy kids, and he's like, I'm not doing this anymore. But he was like you, Insomniac. He never had a problem like going up to him and be like, I spend way too much fucking money to come here to just have a bunch of kids just sit there on their phone laughing. Like, they were literally laughing, and like, I don't remember what movie we were seeing, but it was like during a real dramatic scene, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I given, I didn't have cell phones when I was a kid to go to the movies with, but we always knew, even when we were teenagers, like 12, 13 years old, we still knew not to be a dick in the theater, because this is not what you do. Like, when you're in a movie theater, you're there to watch the movie. You guys talk about it when the movie's all done. That's the way it goes. And I don't know. I don't know if like maybe like their parents aren't cinephiles, so they don't know about proper movie theater etiquette, but it seems pretty straightforward. It seems pretty logical, Sorry, guys. Oh, hi, Obi. Didn't see you there. Hey, buddy. Sorry. Obi says hi, guys. Let's see. Oh my God, how is Hard Boiled? Hard Boiled's 4K. Now, you guys might be a little bit disappointed with the audio. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just mono tracks in Kachinese, English, and a couple other languages. But the visuals. I'm telling you that when I watched Hard Boiled yesterday, it's one of those movies where you're like, that's why I love movies. It literally, I just could not, like, I was like, I almost put it on again last night. I put the special features on, and I was like, I was tired, so I was like, I don't know if I should put the movie on again, but I almost watched it again last night. It's like twice in one day before I went to bed, because it's just, what a great movie Hard Boiled is. My God, I just had an absolute blast with it. Scream 7, February 27th. I'll be there. I'm a little concerned, but I will be there. What's this? LG OLEDs are eye candy. No need for anything else but a bigger OLED. Yeah, I'm an OLED guy through and through, and like getting these 4K Blu-rays. I said in I guess it was in my Hard Boiled review. You guys will see, but I said, like, we're getting spoiled to the point now with our 4K Blu-rays where we rarely ever have a bad release. That's the thing. It's like we don't have any bad releases anymore as far as the visuals go. Now, audio, they get a little lazy. Supplements, they get a little lazy, but for the most part, they get the visuals close to perfect. Better than I ever expected them to ever get visuals to. And John Doe Juggalo, 2 years, man. I know you were the first one to sign up for the channel memberships the second we got them. And that's why you're such a great guy. And I consider you a great friend as well, buddy. Thank you so much for the 2 years of support. My God, I can't believe it. I'm not sure I can go from an OLED and enjoy film as much as I do Carly. I'm totally spoiled by it. I'm always so afraid I'm not going to have money that if my OLED, something happens to it, that I would be able to pick it up. I got to build up a line of credit just as an emergency OLED, because yeah, you can't go back. I have an LED. A nice LED too. Like, it was the top LED of the year I bought it. It's a Sony. I think it was like a 950H, and it was nice. And I still think the colors on it do a great job. Like maybe a little better even than my OLEDs. But the blacks, it's just something. It's special, man. OLED is special. Minority Report, cannot wait. I can't wait. Hopefully I don't screw that up. Jeff, my guy, Jeff is the fucking man. That's the thing about Jeff. Let's see. I ordered Serenity Steelbook and Primetime War from USA. Primetime War isn't even in the cinema yet. Really? Wow, that's fucking awesome. Insomnia, yeah, we had a pair of teenagers talking very loud during A Quiet Place of all the movies, and I made sure to let them know that I don't need to be talking, especially in a movie that hardly has any dialogue. That's what I mean. Of all the movies for them to like be loud in, a movie that, like, I remember when I saw movies like A Quiet Place and Hereditary, you felt guilty having popcorn. Like, you didn't want I remember because you don't want to be that guy in the theater to break that tension. Like when the scene happens in Hereditary, theater went silent. You couldn't hear a pin drop, because that was just, no one saw that coming. I purchased the Japanese release of Kill Bill with English soundtrack, uncut and full color, several years ago. Even though it's a DVD box set, it's 100% superior to the previous Blu-ray release. That is awesome, Jay. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And I'm not against doing that either. Jacob, I've been collecting horror movies. Will be about 20 as well back in 26 with buried versions of the films as well, and getting the first Halloween on Shout Factor. The first Halloween from Shout is great. You'll love that 4K Blu-ray release. It's got two different color timings too. I watched Hardboiled 4K tonight. Hardboiled 4K is sold out online retailers. It is such a great 4K Blu-ray release. I mean, I have to go check now and make sure I can still get a Better Tomorrow, because I didn't get that because I didn't have the money, and I'm hoping that it's still there like at the end of the month when I get a little bit of extra money, because I really need to get a Better Tomorrow trilogy on 4K Blu-ray as well. Like, I got The Killer and Hard Boiled, like those were first and foremost. I had to have those John Woo movies, but I haven't seen all of John Woo's Hong Kong films, and them giving them to us on 4K Blu-ray, it's like such a treat. I mean, I'm sure for everyone who's seen Hard Boiled, I mean, that opening scene in 4K, it just makes it all worth it. It's why we do what we do. It's why we get out of bed in the morning, right? The nice thing about projectors is that they don't bloom like LCD. That's the biggest thing with bloom. That's why I had a big problem with LCD, and it just, I couldn't get past the blooming. But you have to create your own black level, light controlled room, and cloth treatment. Yes, see, if you're gonna do it, make sure you do it right. Follow the rules and everything about that. I would like to do it. It's not for everyone, I understand. I would like to do it if I had a bigger living room. Maybe in the future, it's something I would do. It's just I don't understand. I don't know if I can go against OLED, although that would probably give us the best, like as far as like having the biggest screen possible if you get the right projector. I mean, it'd be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It's something I would definitely like to do. I've always envisioned, like, when I have a garage, like a standalone garage separate from my house, and it's like a little bit further back. And it's just really long. Like if you were to put a car in it, like you could push really far forward. And I always thought it'd be really cool to have like a movie theater in there, like rows of like 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and a projector shooting from the back to the front. I got the room for it. Never had the money for it, but I thought it'd be a really cool idea and get some use out of the garage other than storage. Can't wait for the Terrifier 4 to be announced at some point. I got the previous films. I was never a big Terrifier guy. I know people love those movies. They love the trilogy. I mean, I have a bunch of buddies who wanted me to go see Terrifier 3 with them. Just, I felt like I need a little bit more story. Like, that just felt like, you know what? We're showing off how cool these effects are, and they are cool. Don't get me wrong. But I just felt like we needed more movie there. I needed something. I just needed a little bit more something in there for me to get hooked on the Terrifier movies. But I'm not totally against them. Want to just make sure we bring this up because I know there are some 2010 fans out there. The sequel to 2001, A Space Odyssey, that's going to be getting a 4K Blu. This is just a rumor right now, but I've heard this rumor a few times, so I wanted to make sure we've talked about that. 2010, obviously, the sequel to 2001, and not directed by Stanley Kubrick. Maybe not as beloved, but it's still a very good film in its own right. Even if you were to watch it in a bubble, I really do think that you would appreciate this movie. And if this gets a 4K release, this is definitely one that's going to be a day one release for me that I'll have to have. I don't know how many people are in love with this movie, but it's something that I hope we do get. Ladder 49, that's another one that's rumored to be getting a 4K Blu-ray release. This is back when, like, Joaquin Phoenix, they were trying to make him, I kind of think about this as around the same time they were trying to make Colin Farrell like a superstar. He's in this movie with John Travolta. That's a firefighter movie. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie, I really do enjoy this movie. I remember distinctly watching this movie with my brother and a couple of my cousins, and my one cousin like just crying at the one scene towards the end, like literally like bawling, crying at this movie. And I've always enjoyed it. It's just Joaquin Phoenix definitely feels like this isn't his. Knowing Joaquin Phoenix and what he does now, it feels like this isn't the kind of movie he would be in. It just does not suit Joaquin. It's like him and Colin Farrell are appearing in all these like blockbusters, like Colin Farrell and SWAT, and it's just like those aren't necessarily like his vibe. And Ladder 49 is fine. I'll probably get the 4K release when it comes out, but I don't know if I'll necessarily get it day one. And just one quick thing about GTA 6, just tying into entertainment, got delayed again. It's insane at this point. Like, as far as video games go, like, this is one I think everybody, if you're just somewhat interested in video games, will be picking this one up. And I just can't believe that this has been like in development for about, what is it, 13 years by the time it gets released, 14 years. I just had to bring that up. That's just absolutely wild to me. But we also have our digital code giveaway, guys. So I'm going to bring up the wheel. And this week, as far as digital code giveaway, not only are these codes all available for you, but Emmanuel, I don't know if he's in the chat, he donated the digital code for this Alfred Hitchcock 15 film collection. So one of our winners will actually be able to pick this code up if they would like, along with all the others. So we'll get into that. So I'm going to add this to the stage, and we're going to spin this magic wheel twice. We'll shuffle it up, make it, and then we are going to spin it. And let's also see what's going on over here. John, did you take Sony Pictures Home Entertainment 2025 survey they just put out yesterday? I think they're asking what you like. I'm giving away free movies. I did not. I didn't even know that was going on. I have to take their survey. They do a great job on their 4K releases. Obviously, just don't like the pressure of being forced to. Oh, Mark's Movie Menu. You want a digital code, buddy? I know you're in here. If you want the digital code, no pressure. I know sometimes people don't really want it. They just like the competition. And let's see what the next winner is. I had to take that survey, though. I'm also hyped for the game Resident Evil Requiem. Resident Evil, my favorite franchise in all of video games. I'll always pick up the new Resident Evil game. You don't have to worry about that. Always enjoyed those. And I've enjoyed it more now. Jesus, just tells the Destroyer. That's our other winner. So congratulations. Going to remove this. So you guys, again, reach out to me at letstalkentmt@gmail.com. That's always the best way to reach me. You can always email me. You can always also reach out to me at Instagram, Facebook, the R's formerly known as Twitter. Direct message me. Let me know which of the codes you want. As long as the other winner doesn't take it, it's all yours. And again, that 15 film collection is one of them available. If you Google that, it's easy to find. Oh, okay. Perfect. Then that's exactly what I will do. What if GTA never 6? At this point, I wouldn't be shocked. When did they first, when was the first time we got rumblings that GTA 6 was coming out? Was it like 2020, 2021? We all knew it was going to be a long development cycle. Rockstar is just kind of like with Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. That's basically all they make now is Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto, which is fine. Red Dead Redemption 2 has moved up my list. It's probably my favorite game of all time. I've beaten that game twice. I just love playing in the Old West, and that's the best way to pretend that you're in the Old West. So I've always just been a huge fan of the game and just playing around and doing that. And it's, as a big Western fan, I'm just a huge fan of the game. And they had the balls to say that Red Dead Redemption 3 is in development for a win, summer 2040. Don't even say anything that it's in development. You're getting close to Duke Nukem Forever at this point. And Silent Hill games too. Silent Hill, great games. I'll be picking up RE9 on PS5 and Switch 2. You getting them both, buddy? If I have enough money, I might have to grab a Switch 2 before I go to Texas in February because it's my wife's family, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do down there to be entertained. Obviously, I could watch movies on an iPad or something or find a local theater, but I don't know. Might have to get a game. Hey, I can't believe I won. Thanks. No problem, buddy. Congratulations. I think that's the first time you've ever won a giveaway on the channel. So congrats to you, buddy. I'm glad that you finally won one of our digital code giveaways. I hope we get a Red Dead Redemption. I hope, man. Red Dead Redemption 3 is that would be a dream come true. The problem is, again, you haven't even put out GTA 6 yet. So let's pump the brakes on Red Dead Redemption 3 unless you're just planning on reusing the engine. I don't know what their plans are over there. They also did that thing about union busting last week. Don't know if you saw that. But they fired 30 employees and they all said it was, and apparently it's because they're trying to form a union. Companies don't really like that when you do that, just like a WWF back in the 1990s, which is another form of entertainment that is just pricing people out as well. Pre-ordering Resident Evil, absolutely. That's another thing that's kind of been just getting so not just physical media, but wrestling fans. We tried doing a little bit of wrestling talk here on the channel back in March, and which is crazy because that meant I would have had been watching wrestling week to week, and now I don't watch wrestling at all anymore, really, because I've just kind of gotten fed up with how they treat their consumers. Ever since TKO took over, now you have wrestling on 4 different channels, and that's just absolutely insane. 4 different channels and streaming networks, and then the tickets to go to a show are also absolutely insane. Then they took the Saudi Arabia money, and now we're going to have the Royal Rumble there next year and WrestleMania there in WrestleMania 43, I want to say, is going to be there. Meanwhile, people who live in the UK, like London, have, Wembley Stadium, have been asking for WrestleMania to go there forever. How does London not get WrestleMania and Saudi Arabia does? That just shows you that money comes first, because London has deserved a WrestleMania for at least 20 years. Canada's gotten their WrestleMania, but how is London, England, probably the second biggest wrestling community, not gotten it? I'll just never understand that. Remember when Rockstar used to release video games every year? I mean, you know that era, like in the 2000s, like we got GTA 3, GTA Vice City, we got Bully. We also they were the ones I think that did the Scarface game as well. So we got that, and then we got GTA San Andreas. We got the red. What was the first Red Dead Redemption? Red Dead Revolver. Then eventually we got Red Dead Redemption, GTA 4, and then once GTA 5 came out, that's been it. All we've gotten since GTA 5 came out is GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and GTA 5, and GTA 5, and GTA 5. Because how many fucking times has that been re-released? And with this coming out at the end of 2026, it's just going to get re-released over and over and over again. A deluxe edition. Oh, absolutely. I got a code for Serenity for Movies Anywhere. Don't think anyone in my community claimed it. Or they would have said, here it is. Let me know if it works. Yeah, so if you guys want to grab that code, that's all yours. It's right there in the chat. So thank you, buddy. I really appreciate you donating the digital code. That's a win-win. I thought this was a movie channel. Shut up, Faith. I could say that to her because that's my wife. All right. She's in the other room cooking dinner. She's coming here just trying to cause havoc. That's all she does. They did. Oh, man, remember? I forgot about Manhunt. Manhunt 2 was such a big deal, too. People were pissed. I forgot about the Manhunt games. My God, they were fun. Midnight Club Dub Edition. Remember that? Table tennis, too. They used to, they were a real game studio. I you know what it is? GTA Online. It's just money. Money. It all came down to money. Given they do, like, GTA 5 is a masterpiece. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. So it's like you don't want to rush them because you know it's going to be a great game when it comes out, and you know it'll be worth the money. But it's just that how long, how many years? Like, did you have a plan? Like, what's the deal here? Like, I get it. Like, I want to be like immersed. Red Dead Redemption 2, like I said, it's a masterpiece. I didn't want them to rush through that because I got a delay as well, a couple delays if I remember. So we just used to be a society. I can use it in Scotland, man. I can't use it in Scotland, man. Really? So like that's I did not know that. It's just crazy to me. I didn't know that they wouldn't let you use that over there. That's messed up. But yeah, like things are just a changing here on the horizon, guys. So what else do we have as far as news? I don't know. I thought we might have hit everything, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about that, the rising cost of entertainment. Just see how you guys are feeling about it too, because you know, I get FOMO like everybody else. I'm sure you guys get FOMO. And it gets like a little bit like, do I grab this? Do I not? Is only I didn't know that Movies Anywhere was only USA. Like I've had my buddy, he's not in here today, but what's it called? He lives in the UK as well, and he sends me digital codes. And you know, it's weird. He told me the same thing, and they don't give you guys like digital codes a lot as well, which is crazy to me. They would even do that. Like, listen, I don't really. I'm not all my digital codes go on the wheel as well. I'm not a digital code kind of guy as it is. I usually just go straight physical and give my codes away here. But it's weird. Some people love the digital codes, mainly probably, I assume, because like, hey, you can download it. You know, when you're on a flight, you have a digital version of it. Usually what I just do with that is I have some movies digitally that like I just bought because they're like, I went to go rent them and they were like $3. Like the last time I watched Birth, it was $2 on Amazon. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. It was like more to rent than buy. I mean, it was more to buy, it was more to rent than buy. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this. I usually share them in my Facebook community. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. That's always kind of been my philosophy. I try and like just gift things. That's what I usually do. I usually give my movies away. Like that's why we have the physical media giveaway for the channel members on the directors tier, on the producers tier higher. Sometimes if I get like doubles of Blu-rays or if I upgrade the Blu-rays, I usually give those, like you could probably see the stack right over there. Those are just like Blu-ray. I'll usually give them to Dennis. Sometimes when I upgrade my Criterion stuff, I usually give them to Jeff, John Doe Juggalo, which, you know, at this point, like there's not really a big difference in Criterion Blu-rays to 4Ks, but hey, you never know. Inside USA only. Most motherfuckers, right? That's how they get us. Make it USA only. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about just the rising cost of entertainment. That was like the big thing today that I really wanted to discuss with you guys because I worry because I feel bad that like it's not. I know it's me. It's not just me. It's everybody has been kind of feeling this way about how things are just starting to cost more. I just feel like as movie fans, and I want to try and get as many movies as I can. Just can't really afford them all, and that really does suck. Even though we're getting more movies on 4K Blu-ray than ever, more movies are coming out in theaters. It's just like you're splitting the atom too much. You're just like if people can't buy groceries, they're not going to go out and buy movies. That's just how I look at it. So that's all that really kind of sucks. I know. I wish we got digital codes here instead of the Blu-rays. They do give you guys the Blu-rays, though. That's one thing I have to point out. They always do give you guys the Blu-rays. I try to always get the best versions of movies that contains a lot of special features. That's always the ultimate goal, and that's kind of like the goal of this channel, is to try and tell you guys if it's worth upgrading to the new 4K Blu-ray or not, making sure that they give us everything. Like, just if they're going to take a lazy corner, they're going to cut a corner. I'm going to let you guys know. That's always been my that's my thing here. Member for 3 months, Insomniac. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Insomniac, also just a great dude. Without him forcing Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews to watch Llamageddon, I wouldn't have had the gift of Llamageddon myself. Has been grabbing a bunch of my codes. LOL. Frank, that son of a bitch. I love Frank. Frank is really the man. Lionsgate's doing a standard release, so that's good. I mean, it should be eventually be like $20. I pre-ordered the standard edition from Amazon myself, actually, and didn't get the stuff because you have to pay for when you buy things from Lionsgate Limited. There's no shop pay, so you have to pay for it right there. And I didn't have the money for it yesterday, so I just made sure I put my pre-order in from Amazon, so at least I know I'm going to be getting Dogma next month on 4K after everything we went through, with getting that movie on 4K Blu-ray after like the Blu-ray release was such a debacle. Also, the first batch sold out. They probably add more. That I didn't get it on the first batch. That's it sold out so fast. It sold out like 3 days. But they'll get more. That's the thing with Lionsgate Limited. They'll restock that stuff because their website, that's basically where they sell it all. So they see it sell out, they'll restock it on the site. I'm pretty confident in that. I'm very excited to eventually get that. Just couldn't grab it on this time around. I'm behind. I got Outland today. I got The Killer coming. Got Hard Boiled coming for you guys. That 4K review. The Mask is still coming, and I also have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on 4K Steelbook. Got to talk about that. I also want to do a review, like I said, for Brazil, and finally got Uncle Buck on 4K Blu-ray. I got that a couple weeks ago. I heard it's one of the best of the year, so I want to make sure I do a review of that. And it kind of feels like John Hughes season right now. Once we really get into November, into the fall, all those movies just kind of feel like they take place in like the fall, November, December kind of area in Chicago. So it just looks fucking freezing. I'm really excited to watch that movie again. And that John Candy documentary is one of my favorite films of the year. So very excited about that. The Eddie Murphy documentary just hit Netflix as well. I'm going to be checking that out. I don't know if you guys have any interest in that, but I can't wait. I've been seeing some damage stuff from Lionsgate Limited, and I've heard horror stories about returning. Well, yeah, I bought the King of New York 4K Blu-ray, and I had problems with the audio on that one disc, and it was an arm and a leg to try and get them to respond. So unfortunately, it has been difficult for people. I've only bought a few things from them. I've never had an issue. I can't say that I have. Everything has come on time, shipped. Everything has been fine with them, so I can't really say personally. But yeah, I have heard some horror stories from other people, and that's really a shame, especially when that's the only place you can buy it from. I'll give Amazon this. They're terrible. They're a corporation that is like sucking the lifeblood out of society. They have phenomenal customer service. They really will just they'll give you the money back. If they fuck up, they usually try and make up for it. Like they never have. I've never had an issue with customer service with Amazon. And in comparison, when I used to buy from Best Buy, where their customer service made me want to throw my body into a river, it's just I appreciate at least good customer service. If you can do that, it's a big reason why I've had T-Mobile for so long. Just phenomenal customer service. Anytime I've ever had a problem, they're on the phone, a human being in 2 minutes. So, you know what? That's enough for me to support a business on here. I think I will get it all. Got it all. This said 4K Steelbook sold out twice. Wow. I had my shopping cart and then it disappeared just like that. It was gone. Just like that. I can't snap. So I'm not going to even try. Just pre-ordered Battle Royale on Lionsgate Limited. Want to grab that as well. That's another big one. I saw that as well. I do like it has the warehouse fines to anyone that missed their Steelbooks when they were Best Buy exclusive. That is also really cool because they had a bunch of stuff like that. And I have a bunch of those old Lionsgate Limited 4K Steelbooks. That's why I can't really blame them too much for selling them at the price they do, because from what I heard, they were losing a lot of money when Best Buy was selling them for like $20. And I remember that. I got so many of those. Angel Heart still stands out to me. Still can't believe we have Angel Heart on 4K Blu-ray, by the way. That's such an underrated film and has such a cool 4K Lionsgate Limited. Well, now it's just Lionsgate release. I recommend that highly if no one's seen it. Now getting back to their knives. I saw that the Knives Out Steelbook is getting re-released. I have that 4K. It's a sore subject because Glass Onion only had a Netflix release. Like Ryan Johnson, he they bought the rights to Knives Out, and now they're just Netflix releases without physical media. So I have Knives Out on 4K, but I don't have Glass Onion, and I'm not going to be getting Wake Up Dead Man on 4K because who knows if that'll get a 4K release. Evil Dead Steelbook collection. That would be really cool, but it might happen. It might happen. I also need to get Tremors 1 and 2, then RoboCop and Hellraiser in our video. So I have Tremors on 4K. RoboCop was one of my all-time favorite releases. I was actually thinking about doing a RoboCop re-review of that 4K Blu-ray because I think it's a great one. And it was one of the early reviews that Matt and I did on the channel. And I don't know if we did a good enough job on that review. So I've always thought about going back. But Hellraiser, I didn't upgrade those movies. I have their Blu-ray releases still. I just got Uncle Buck recently on 4K. It looks pretty good, John. Good movie. Great movie. My second favorite John Hughes movie that he directed. Because, Christmas Vacation would probably top them all. But anyway, yeah, that's awesome. Great to hear that that's a good one, Ben. So I'll be watching that pretty soon. F1 also just a shame they didn't add it. That's the thing that kills me about that release is that they didn't put the IMAX scenes in because the audio is fucking awesome. And the visuals on their own are fine, but it's like, can you imagine? Like, I don't understand and it's Warner Brothers again, which is unbelievable. Like they did it with Sinners, they didn't do it with Dune 2, and like make up your minds. Like, I don't understand. And then they try and do the like PR thing, like, oh, we wanted to keep the theater experience of IMAX. It's like, well, when is it getting re-released in theaters then so I can see it again? If you want any to give away. Insomnia, if you want to ever Insomniac, if you ever want to donate them, you can just email them to me. They just go into the giveaway. That's all. Like a lot of these codes, like I have some other codes too that aren't on the list that people donate all the time, and that's why actually the digital code giveaway has been going since I had like 50 subscribers here on the channel. I remember like the first Magic Wheels I would do would be like 6 names on it. Like I actually, if you see Cat Daddy Carnage and maybe even Jeff, like they were on like the first digital codes that I would do. Like, and I was terrible at YouTube and not knowing what the hell to do, but they were there. I've always been giving like the digital code giveaway is a staple of this channel, so it's something I've always wanted to keep going. I like to regift movies, so I know the people who donate the digital codes or anything like that, like Mr. Smelly Potatoes donated movies, they all just get given away. I think people like, I want people to become cinephiles, and if that helps, like that helps them collect more physical media. I was too slow in payment. Oh man, the payment thing, they want the money right there. I don't have the money right there, and then if I do have the money, I got to call my wife and be like, hey baby, listen, I'm about to get a $40 steelbook here. Is that all right? And like I just told you guys, the guy was here to repair the water heater. I don't even know what the damage is on that yet. I'll find out after the show. So, pray for me. So like those are the things like when you own a house. That's what happened with me on the Criterion sale. I haven't been able to actually get as many Criterion movies in the sales I want. Thank God it's a whole month and not like a week. I got the things I only got like one thing so far. It was just Eyes Wide Shut. And that's just because I had to get a tire. Last week I had a bubble in my tire and I had to replace it. It's like, well, that's my sale money. It's got to go to that and then the water heater. And that's how life is, folks. When you own a house, unfortunately, they said get it. They said it's a great investment. Watch the money pit before you buy a house. That's more relatable than you think. It's a little bit more sad. Group had the Boogie Nights Steelbook pop. Oh my god, it was like on there an hour. I was able to. Oh, you lucky. Yeah, it was on there about 1 hour. That was all was on there, and then it was gone, just like that. I thought I had it. Your house and your car first. Yeah, that's unfortunately it's the way it has to be. As long as I got enough movies, like I just try to make sure I have enough movies to review here on the channels. Like, I don't need to buy stuff for sales. I'll get them eventually. But if I don't have, I just want to make sure I have enough money to buy 4K Blu-ray so I can review at least 1 or 2 on the channel each week. That's all I really need. So as long as I can afford that, then I'm in a happy place. And usually I can. So, the sales can wait. Got to pay for the house and car first, like you said. That's just that's the way it goes, boys and girls. What's up, Frank? We were just talking about you, buddy. We were saying how good of a guy you were. So you missed that. Right now, I got 2 movies on the Criterion sale. I got A History of Violence, awesome, and Saving Face Blu-ray. So yeah, I want to try and I'm still trying to finish like my Kira Kurosawa. I want to finish up everything I don't have from Scorsese. But again, these are things that I can get over time. I don't need to grab them right now. Eyes Wide Shut was just important, like to get something like that is at a cheaper price, a movie that we've all been anticipating. Like that's just an absolute steal. So like, and I really want that one. That's like one I'm super excited about. So kind of had to make sure I got that one. And it's fixed. Rub Criterion's movies on the tire, and it's fixed. That's what I should have tried. It had to be a bubble, right? It couldn't just be like, I saw the low air sign pop up. I'm like, okay, I'll go put some air in it. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's a fucking air bubble, isn't it? And when you get an air bubble, there's really nothing you can do. I want to get more, but to go crazy on it at the time. Well, it's also around Christmas time. We're getting into the Christmas season, so you got to try and save money where you can. You got to buy gifts for other people. Can't be buying gifts for yourself. And trying to watch the money where we can. So, like, as long as I get those movies to watch and review, I'm good. I'm gonna drive my 4Ks to work. I mean, at this point, that's what I'll have to do. It's a great site to buy from. Really, I don't think Blu-rays. I don't think I've ever bought from them actually. Might be a dumb question, but is anyone's screen of John Vertical? So there's actually two versions of this, Frank. If you back out, there should be two live streams going at the same time. New thing for Streamlab or StreamYard rather. So there's a vertical and a horizontal version. I didn't know that they were separate links. I didn't know that at all until they shared it and showed it on the YouTube page. And then I was like, why do I have two links? That's the reason. There's a vertical and a horizontal version. So I guess for people watching it on on their phones, or for people watching it on their computer or their tablets, it comes in two different versions now. I guess just to make it easier. And honestly, it's kind of made a difference on people finding it, because I've had more viewers today than I've ever had on like a live stream. So I guess it's working. I guess more people, I don't know, maybe they push it more if it's on a cell phone. I have no idea. I don't know how algorithms work. I can have a video get like 1,100 views, and then I can have a video get like 60 views. So but it's out there. So whatever they say works. I don't. They're the vertical LOL. So yeah, so there is two versions. I wish I could show you guys what it looks like on my screen. Actually, I probably can. Hold on. I'll just actually show you guys a picture so you guys can see what I'm looking at. If you guys can see right there, see how there's two versions, a horizontal and vertical. That's what it looks like. Just to show it up to the screen. What up, Frank? Anyone want to click, sir? Has to be around the corner. Absolutely. Is that the last one we have? Because I'm pretty sure the only movies on 4K from our Lolita. I still haven't picked up Spartacus. That's one that I have to pick up on 4K Blu-ray. And then I'm pretty sure I have everything else. And Paths of Glory, if no one's ever seen that from Kubrick, it's one of his best. I can highly, highly recommend that. Now, the Frankie, I can call him out. He's never seen Frank, you son of a bitch. You've never seen Backdraft? Well, I'll spoil it a little bit for you guys, because I have a top 10 Kurt Russell movies list coming out this month. And Backdraft's in the top 5, Frank. How could you not have seen Backdraft? We were talking about Ladder 49 earlier in the show. My cousin, my cousins, their father was a fire chief, and then one of them became a fireman, but they grew up loving firemen. And Backdraft was my cousin Cody's favorite movie. And my cousin and my brothers, they used to, my cousin and my brother, they used to pretend to be like Steven and Brian from Backdraft. Backdraft was a big deal for me growing up, and I still think it's one of Kurt Russell's best movies and one of Ron Howard's best movies, and it's criminally underrated. And anytime I ever hear any slander towards Backdraft, because it doesn't get ranked very high in Ron Howard lists, I just won't accept it. Just switched, LOL. So yeah, I guess that'll be like that on all the live streams. So if you click the vertical one and you want the horizontal one, there'll be two versions every single time now, just to make it easier on you guys. Hi, Leah. Once the beard gets longer. Do you like that? Because I'm trying to go for, you guys ever seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town? I'm trying to go for a young Kris Kringle look. My dad looks a lot like me, and he's a lot heavier. So he looks just like Santa Claus. I want to look like the younger version of him, like I already do, but I just don't want the gut. Watched Spinal Tap last night. The 4K look at the sound. Oh my God, buddy. You're killing me. Now I'm going to have to pick. I have to make sure I get Spinal Tap, because I want that one bad. I'll have to sneak that one in without my wife knowing. I got Scream 1 and 4 for under $30 each. Not bad. Panic Room Steelbooks. That's not bad at all. 4, though, I think Scream 4 is going to get a 4K Lionsgate limited release in early 2026. Heard that a few months ago. So, and that's the only Scream movie we haven't gotten on 4K Blu-ray yet. Oh my God, he hasn't seen, but get him. Oh, we're going to get Frank. We're going to get Frank. Backdraft, come on, Frank. I'm planning on getting the thing on Arrow Video. I have the thing on 4K Blu-ray just over here in the US. I think it was a universal release, good 4K Blu-ray release. The thing is, we'll talk about that when we do the top 10 Kurt Russell list, but that's my favorite John Carpenter film. I absolutely love the thing. I think it's a masterpiece. It might even be my favorite film involving aliens. You can't talk about Backdraft until you see Arlington Road. You're right. I haven't seen Arlington Road. That's what Ben's right. That's 100% true. I mean, we all have blank spots. I think Backdraft's a little bit worse, though, don't you think? Man, but I mean, we all got them. We all got them. It's not enough time in the day. I'm still catching up on movies all the time that I'm trying to catch up on. It's too many of them, and then new movies coming out every single week. As film fans, it's never gonna happen. You'll never be caught up. Movies have been coming out since the freaking like the teens. Like it's just we'll never all catch up. It's impossible. It's so good. All right, so I have to add on. I got to put Arlington Road to the top of the list. It's on the list, but I feel like now I got to move it up the list and put it a little bit higher up. Because also coming from you guys, good guys, I'm sure that the movie is great. It sounds like also with the name like that, it feels like it's gonna be something that is it sentimental, something like that. Because I'm always in the mood for something like that. Man, but man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the show here in a few minutes. Got dinner cooking. But there's a lot. Just want to give you guys some updates on the channel going forward a little bit too. So we'll get into that before I get out of here, just so you guys know. He's got the digital cover back then, so there's no excuse. He better watch that. And I want to know, is he going to review that? I don't know if he's still in the chat, but I want him to review Backdraft if possible, because I want to know what he thinks of it. I've seen that movie like 50 times at least. Like I've seen that movie an absurd amount of times. Scott Glenn is great in that movie too. Heartbreaking. I went chunky box of the thing. I wish too. I don't know if they still have the UK rights though. Sorry, please ask for the American President. Dude, the American President, written by Aaron Sorkin, starring Michael Douglas. One of my favorite films. I would love that movie on 4K Blu-ray. That's the best president that the United States has ever had, and he's not even real. A president who actually cares. It's a crazy thing. I meant Scream 5, not Scream 4. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I hope we get Scream 4. I still want it. An hour ago, I went black and white version of, that's awesome, of The Mist. What'd you think of it? I hope you enjoyed it. I love that we got the black and white version of John. It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, real quick. But, you guys keep going. I always love talking to you guys. Next week, though, 2 live shows. Not just one, 2 of them. So this weekend, so on Friday, you'll have the Back to the Future 2 video of David and I. It's over 3 hours, so set some time aside. Channel members can already see it. Had a blast making it, as always. On Saturday, you should get my Hard Boiled review. On Sunday, will probably be a review for Mr. Smelly Potato, his choice review for the month, and probably the Eddie Murphy documentary, maybe The Running Man. And then on Monday, David and I will have a live show talking about our top 10 favorite sequels, and we're also going to be talking about the Terminator 2 special edition. So we're getting a special Monday live show. Hopefully you guys can join us for that. On Tuesday, I'll have another review out for you guys. I probably will be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on 4K, and then Wednesday we're going to be back here for Let's Talk Physical Media. Then the following week we probably won't have a live show for Let's Talk Physical Media, just because it's the week of Thanksgiving. With my regular Joe job, it's a very big holiday, so I'm actually probably just going to put out a couple of videos that week. It'll probably be a slower week here on the channel, but as far as the digital code giveaways, I'll make it up to you guys the following week, and we'll spin the wheel 4 times instead of 2. And that's also the week we'll do the physical media giveaway. And then again, plenty of 4K reviews coming up down the guys, coming down the line. Just when I get them out, I get them out. Look forward to Hard Boiled. I hope you enjoy that, man. Join the other link. You son of a bitch, Frank. No, you see what? Sorry, Frank. Well, we were just talking about you too, man. All right, guys. Jeff, good night, buddy. Good night, Ben. Good night, Mark's Movie Menu. Good night, Steve. I want to make sure I say good night to everybody. Good night, Jacob. Good night, Ben. Good night, Insomniac. I hope you guys all enjoy your night. Good night, Frank. You son of a bitch. I hope you enjoy your night, man. Good night, Patrick. Patrick, make sure you tell me on Monday what you thought of the Hard Boiled 4K. Pop in there, all right? And I'll see you guys around.